is long overdue, but it was a busy week. But I had a really cool idea, so I wanted to do it anyway. This is Craft Roulette 136, which, just to recap, I lied, 137, which the parameters we're working with are a peekaboo card, cocoa, either the beverage or the color, or however you want to interpret it, tearing, and a color palette of red and green plus 2. Which does lead to the interesting question of are pink and red different colors or not? Feel free to let me know your thoughts. I think according to Craft Roulette, the answer is if you want them to be, in that like red and pink are within the red color family, so like in theory you could consider it a less saturated red. I actually consider it a different color, but hey. Um, so anyway, I just wanted to show you, this is the Catherine Pooler brown release she did, I want to say like a year ago, and I used the crap out of this release, as you may have noticed from previous cards. But one of the ones included that I actually haven't used ever is this Icing on the Cake, which is a very, you can kind of see it, it's a very brown. And I got it on it, I managed to get it all on my hand. So yeah, so we can just wipe it on scraps to give you an idea. Hard to see, but it's a very sort of earthy brown. But then I remembered that I had this really cute pattern paper, and it had cocos on it, or coffee, or who knows, something in a cup that might be cocoa. So I decided that I kind of wanted to use that. And I thought these two colors work well together, and I thought it would be cool to use this die. And then I was thinking for peekaboo that, like, I really like the idea of this little guy peeking out, because I feel like if I like get my stuff together, like if he was on the inside, he would intersect with the wreath. Although that's going to be a little tricky to figure out. So anyway, I think the first thing I want to figure out is tearing, because it's not a thing I do much. But others folks who have done this before have mentioned that, let me just make a little cut for my own ease of use here, because this is fairly thick paper. But that you want to tear up, like you want to tear towards you if you want to see the cut. Because if you tore away from you, the part of the paper that would get removed would be on the back and you wouldn't notice. So I am going to, oh my, this is going to be quite the tear. And of course we can always do it over. I don't know if there's a secret to this. I feel bad tearing this paper I really like, but I think what I'll do is like cut some of this off and then maybe tear it again and tear it again, and you know, I think you could do something fun, because I feel like I may actually leave this one, because I feel like together these kind of act like a snowbank kind of thing, so they have sort of a fall Christmas kind of a vibe. Actually, you could overlap this one so the pattern actually lines up. That would be really cool. Okay, so the tearing part, we're good. We have cocoa. I will actually probably, I'm going to glue this down and just give this, while we're doing other stuff, give it a moment to do its thing. Because I feel like I need a little play in this to like get this lined up relatively well, like that. There's a little excess glue here, so I'll put this upside down, and I'll just use a ink pad I had there, just to sit on that and let it dry off a bit. I don't really mind the extra glue, because I'm going to glue it down, obviously, eventually, but... So let's talk about this guy. So I'm torn as to whether or not I want to enhance this color with a little bit of green ink first or second. I feel like because this is going to be basically the whole card. I kind of want to do it first because I think it'll be easier. I think it'll get a little wonky later on. And so this is another sort of, this is like a foresty green. I actually do have a little bit of, I think, so I just kind of want to add some green where this wreath is going to be, which is kind of here. And like, it's not super, I'm not trying to be, like since this is foliage, I'm not that into having it perfectly blended, which is not usually my MO, but I think for this it'll work well. Because, I mean, anything that we sort of overdo is going to just sort of, you know, get cut out when we die cut this. But I do like the idea of kind of adding a layered look, especially, I don't know if this is a thing everywhere, but definitely on the East Coast there was sort of this they liked using bayberry in wreaths sometimes, so, you know, like you'd actually get sort of this, you know, more of a eucalyptus-y green like the card is. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Really all we should need to do. Okay. Good news, our other thing will be definitely done by the time this thing is done. So let's see how this... See, this looks a lot better this time. I can see pieces already falling out, so that puts me in a happier mood. That, yeah, like, almost nothing needs weeding, so hooray! Guess the moral of the story here is, if you have an intricate die, probably run it through a couple extra times. And make sure the pieces are out of your die before you try and do it again. Okay. So this is what I was going for, so I think this is great. Going to find, what could I use do I have any scrap here? Well, I have sort of, oh, I could use one of those other cards that I destroyed earlier as scrap, and because I would like to overblend this a little bit. The reason I was going to do it not this way first is I want to be careful here. And you are going to probably get more on the edges. This is actually... The one nice thing about doing it afterwards, of course, is you kind of have a sense of where things are. So, I mean, that's nice. I think I want a little more here. And the other thing with dies like this is cool, and we may be able to do that here when we're done, depending on how much of this moved around. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so you actually have, like this you could use as a focal image, so I will actually save this one. I may actually just go and grab my trimmer and trim off the piece there I want. Anyway, third time's the charm. This is basically what I was going for. So you have a peekaboo effect. It helps when I do that on camera, doesn't it? So I want to keep the wreath here, but the rest of this just can go. So we'll just line this up. It's up kind of around the spine of the card. Boom. This we will save. That would actually be pretty nice on another card. So this kind of is a dual purpose kind of thing. I feel like you could use it for both. You can use it for both the wreath and for the other stuff. So since we have this already, I think we can just sort of glue this down, and basically I want to just Normally I would just tape this, but I think I will use glue just in case I want a little more wiggle room. And since this is kind of double thick, I feel like a liquid adhesive sometimes it just gives you more hold. Yeah, so something like that, and then we will down, and I do want a. These are some of the nicer ink blended ones. Looking for ones that are, you know, not messed up. This one's a little messed up. We can just rip the messed off. So I'm thinking we can just have a few. I don't really. The berries in green I can live without, but we have a few little pieces like that. I actually haven't used these before, but I've seen a number of people who have picked things up with these wax tip sort of bling tools. I think they're called other things. This one's got a weeder on one end, and then I think you can, yeah, you can just sort of pick stuff up. So, and I want to try a idea that I got from Lynn of LV Handcrafted, because she's, well, maybe get my birthday stamp off. Not quite the sentiment I'm going for today. But she'll basically put glue like here on the, whatever you'd call this, not the thick part of your thumb. I don't know what the webbing, that's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. So she'll often put glue there, and then for like little pieces, you can just sort of dip them in there and then move along. I think these are big enough where you could just put a drop of glue down and then put the piece on it, but we shall see. This, I think, is good enough for the moment. What I want to do here is do I have something? I wish a pencil would be really good for this, because I don't really want to make a mess, but what I'm going to do is I just kind of want to, I think, well, I don't really have anything that's semi-permanent I can mark with, which is too bad. But I think so I think I'll be okay. What I want to do is make sure that my elf peeks through. So I want to kind of have him, I want to make sure he's sort of here. Sure, this is down in the corner. You can see it better here. It comes with sort of this guy elf, and then it comes with a girl elf as well. Although girl elf, I think, is here. I like the way this is set up. Oh, this is very nice. I haven't used this brand before, but I like it when these are the stamp covering, you know, the acetate you can open up. That's something I definitely like. And what I can actually do is, yeah, this guy, yeah, I like, that's about where I would like this. And then maybe put a sentiment here, but we'll see. Anywho, we shall just do our, let's see if this came with any kind of neat sentiment. Well, we could use it. This says, have your elf a merry little Christmas. So I may just pick up both of these at the same time and utilize. I really like that about stamping platforms. I think I'm going to color this with pencil, so I'm just going to use Catherine Pooler Midnight. I've had some suggestions for folks that Memento is a better ink to use for coloring with markers, which I may do at some point very soon, because I picked some up that were on sale on Amazon, and I'm curious to see how they work. So I am just going to ink up everything here. I'm going to figure out where I put my little alcohol-free baby wipe, because I think this will, well, that's gonna wreck this other one. Anyway, I think this will be okay. Maybe like that. That also won't work. So we'll put it back where it was. We basically want to just make sure this is, when this pushes down, it's going to be all the way in the corner and not mess it up. So I'm just going to lightly press. I mean, this is on the other side, but the reason I wipe it off is if you push down too hard, you can often wind up. I just really need that side, and then I'm going to hit that in the middle. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. This is still okay. Make sure I get that side of the stamp that didn't work, and let's go down again. I'm bringing Pretty Ginger. There we go. Have your elf a very Merry Christmas. You have a good print there. I'm just going to wipe off any excess ink from the door. I don't know, I may reuse this as is, because I really think this is pretty cool. I need to invest in some stamp cleaner, because I think that would be fun to keep my stamps a little more pristine. I think I am going to put little glue dots here. I think those would be fun places for some of these sprigs. And we will there we go. I like that as an idea. And let's see, and I have a couple left over. I might use these on another card at some point. So I think red and green +2. So I'm going to actually, let's see if I can find it. Rid of A. I'm going to get a gel pen, and I'm going to leave the top here. These are glitter gel pens, so they're very Christmassy to me. I'm going to color his hat and tunic. Glittery green. I feel like I might want to use a different color for the actual cuffs here. And we have 2 additional colors, so I think use those. And you can treat the neutrals as a color if you need to for count reasons, at least with Craft Roulette's rules. Neutrals are free, so I don't really need to worry about his hair here at all. Although I don't know, we could give him some fun hair. He might be a fun elf who has fun hair. Boots, I'm thinking more of a earth tony kind of something. I am liking that glitter a lot, but I feel like maybe like this is purple, maybe. It's like an earth tony purple. It's dark purple. I would like dark purple boots, I think. So we have purple on the boots. I guess you could claim this is mahogany and also a neutral if you wanted to, but I feel like this is a little more purpley. I am going to hopefully find gold somewhere. I'm going to grab. I'll grab a green. More of a. This is just sort of a standard green, but I want to use. I like the idea of green on his tights. It's a slightly yellower green, but you know. I feel like if you were wearing a sparkly tunic, you'd probably wear sort of solid colored tights so you didn't look completely crazy. Red we have not used. This is process red, which is whatever. This is more of a pink than a red. But according to Prismacolor, this is a red, so we're going with it. I do like the look here. I mean, our color counts. I'll say it's either a purple or a pink. So we have pink, green, purple, or pink. I feel like we need to do like a real, like maybe do the trim in like a true red, because I have a true red. Yeah, I think we'll do all the trim in like real red. Yeah, like this is like a red, as opposed to like a, you know. So he'll have a red belt. And then like a red collar here, I think. At least on the outside. Liking that. And we have one more. I think we will have a blue-haired elf. Because I like the idea that elves would use, like, dye their hair weird colors. I am liking that. Okay. Did this stick down? This did. Alrighty. This wants sort of a flesh tone color, like this guy. I don't know. I should... This is, I don't know what this is. 20% French gray. Okay. I don't know why they put it in a pink pencil tube then. That's a little pink, this guy. Oh. This is a great pencil sharpener, by the way. It did a lovely job. It also has these things I haven't figured out yet that are It's nice that you can hold on to it, the pencil, while it's... So I just want to shade him a little bit. He doesn't really have much in the way of eyes or mouth to cover here because he's smiling and they're, you know, closed. There we go. So we have our little guy peekabooing through here. It's a little hard to tell, and like you can see that there's something back there, but it's hard to tell what it is. And then it says, have your elf a merry little Christmas." I wonder if you could just like kiss this with a little bit of wreath. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it as is, but there's definitely things you could do. So Craft Roulette 137 is done, and I don't know. I liked how it came out. This was sort of an idea I had. I'm very happy that like this was sort of a windfall because I feel like this would be really easy to just cut out. You could either punch it out with circled eyes, or just cut it out with scissors. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave any ideas or thoughts below.